And here we go, spawning down on the bottom left. He still controls his destiny. Representing Katowice Gaming. With a win, a 2-0 is highly likely to advance. It's time. By Imagine Dragons.
In the upper right, in the blue for Storm Gaming, looking to at least get one match win in this tournament. He is SpeCial.
And we have got something a little bit funky right here. We're going to be seeing a proxied second barracks, I'm pretty sure. This is okay. This is very interesting. Time is going to be going for that double gas setup that a lot of Terrans have been shunning at this tournament. They have been moving away from that. They have been going for that one racks expand. And this is the kind of thing where maybe SpeCial is going to be looking to hide a couple Reapers here. I don't think so, but maybe we'll see.
Yeah, this is a build that SpeCial is a cheesier Terran in most of these or I don't know if I would say cheesier, although this is an aggressive play, but SpeCial has his own way of playing StarCraft. He likes to do some more aggressive options, some things that not a lot of players like to do. So we're gonna have to see if he can get too much here, but of course, as you said, oh, Proxy Marauders, I like this a lot more. So you get a barracks at home, you rally Marines from that, although a Reaper is out first. You rally Marauders from the natural, and it's a slightly different timing. Oh wait, he's building a second Reaper.
Yeah, you got double gas.
Yeah.
Oh my good. Oh. No way.
Oh, the read.
The scout is incredible. And that is going to mean that he will not drop a command center on the low ground. That would have been the play right here. Time with the incredible read right here. And that is so big for him. This is going to be scouted. Ryung, well, he may have just felt that one in his soul, because that is a rough start for SpeCial, but an incredible start for Time to start things off.
Yeah, the Reaper, the Marauder, they're going to look to move on the high ground. Concussive shells in 12 seconds. I want to see him move up earlier because the bunker will be done by then. We're going to see a couple SCVs go down, but the bunker gets up, which means these Marauders are not finding their way high ground unless, of course, the Reaper can make something happen. But already, SpeCial has given up on this. No more Marauders on the way. Reapers running home. It is only 2. In Time, he finds himself with a marvelous position in this game number 1.
He certainly does. He's got a nice little advantage too, because the consolation prize for SpeCial with the Proxy Marauder, even though this is different than your normal Proxy Marauder, it is still 2 Marauders on the low ground. You can't really contest that at the moment, is that he gets a supply depot, or both supply depots at the front often. In this case though, he's only going to get the one, and I think the tank is going to be out in time to actually save that one, as long as even a little bit of repair comes down. SpeCial, this is failed disastrously. How is that Widowmine not in range? My God, it's got to be right on the edge. Yeah, he's going to get the repair. Tank is going to siege up. These Marauders, they're going to be sent home. Nice job right here by Time on the defense.
Yeah, Steadfast. What this means now is for SpeCial to have a shot in this game, a couple different conditions. Maybe he slips these 3 Reapers in. 3 Reapers, 2-shot SCVs. So if we have Time, maybe not paying attention, moving it on the map, maybe that is going to be room for SpeCial to make something happen. And because he does have this map control, because those Marauders are defending the natural, because the Reapers are where they are, Time understands that while he is going to hold this well, his natural is going to take a while to get up. It's not going to be built on the high ground. So SpeCial can make up for a... Oh, wait, he's going to get the Widowmine with the grenades. Oh. That's cool.
Yo, I've been looking for that for so long. Reapers to kill a Widowmine with grenades, and it finally happened. Oh my God, there was one time where it almost happened with purely grenades, but it managed to get repaired up and just barely survived, and I was so sad because I wanted to see it, but we finally seen it. That's hype.
Yeah, so SpeCial, again, he's going to make up a little bit of that timing disadvantage. He's equal on SCVs, and while his orbital is going to be a little bit slower, the mule differential is not going to be all that much. The advantage we're looking for is in the tech time, getting into those Ravens really quickly, and oh no, SpeCial, he's committed to Cloak on the Banshee. Banshees sometimes find value. Cloak on the Banshee. Ravens are so common in this matchup.
I think I know what SpeCial's going to go for, and I am pretty sure he's going to go for... We'll see in a little bit, because he doesn't have the gas for it yet. It's unclear, but he has a style where he sometimes goes for Hyperflight Rotors Banshees with Cloak and Magfield Accelerator Cyclones. and plays a one factory, one starport style for a very long time. And he goes mech behind it, and he just plays an incredible harass base style. And there's that Magfield Accelerator. Oh, this is a fun way to play.
That it is. And we've seen SpeCial back in his GSL days make some incredible games, make some incredible comebacks with this style. Shout out to the mech versus mech game where SpeCial came back from like 4 upgrades down because, hey, Cyclones, they're spell damage. But this is really reliant on SpeCial forcing time out of position, as they're going to see the Banshee make something happen, and the lock-on actually will get so many shots off. We're not going to see the Banshee go down just yet, but its fighting strength is not all that great. The Marines, though, not going to get... Oh, they will get it.
Couple of nice depot lowers right there to just barely get the DPS that he needed. One depot lower at the natural allowed him to keep the lock on for an extra tick, and then one in the main, allowing these Marines to get in position. Good job right there. We're going to see the second Banshee coming into the natural. We'll be able to pick off 2 SCVs, and it is going to be those Hyperflight Rotors Banshees. He's still pumping them out, and it is going to be this mech behind that. I am really looking forward to this, and I really enjoy this style. Oh, tank.
They get out of range.
Tanks kind of suck versus Reapers.
Yeah, they get out of range, and we're going to see 2-3 SCVs go down. Range show up now, and that means the Reapers, their time is... Oh, he's going to get a third. Nice grenades there. SpeCial with the quick fingers on grenades twice in this game already. And hey, quietly, as much as we've been making out how good of a spot time is in by not taking any damage early, SpeCial, he's at a decent supply. He's going to start getting some tanks out to make sure he's safe. His third base is on location faster, and he's up 10 SCVs all of a sudden. This may not be as bad for the Mexican Terran as we thought it was.
Oh, I didn't think it was that bad. I think it's a style where you have to get a lot done. Now, 3 or 4 Magfield Accelerated Cyclones do very big damage to a command center, but he does lose one. The tank was well placed. Cyclone gets a lock on onto the wounded Cyclone, so very, very good job by time. And 6 Cyclones is really the magic number to like really heavily snipe command centers. And funnily enough, I've seen Ruff doing that. The unconventional Terran on the NA ladder. Very, very cool. Very cool. But in this case, 4 wasn't enough time. A little bit too quick on the response. Now, these Hyperflight Rotors Banshees, the upgrade is now complete. Where are they going to try and make their impact shown?
Yeah, I imagine, I mean, there's only so much space that you can cover with time. You want to keep your Vikings together. You want to take your Ravens where they can be useful. So there's absolutely a world where maybe SpeCial sneaks into the main base. Maybe denies combat shield, something like that. But for now, he's just going to find the third. We have missile turrets there. So Vikings, they're good defensively, but how quick Hyperflight Rotor Banshees are, they're faster than Mutas. It is very hard, but oh, SpeCial, you got to be careful. You don't want to lose something. That is a lot of money invested in those Banshees in their upgrades. So Time's saying, okay, SpeCial, you've committed to Hyperflight Rotor Banshees. You're going mech. I do know that. I am going to go and kill you, or at least try, before you can get off the ground. The one tank goes down immediately. The Cyclone actually gets out, which is massive. That's effectively a tank for free. Oh, well, never mind.
He needs those pickoffs. He needs a ton of those pickoffs. You need to pick off as many tanks as you can. He is going to find these tanks behind the army, and the Hyperflight Rotors Banshees will come on in. We do have Hellions trying to fight. Stimmed Bio, not the best. Interference Banshees coming on in, will be able to shut down all the tanks. The Vikings do land, but that means the Banshees in the backfield are going to go to town. How many SCVs do go down? Honestly, not as many as I expected. And Banshees versus landed Vikings. What a game number 1 so far. SpeCial loses 11 SCVs and comes out of it still up by 10.
Yeah, Steadfast, he was at almost 80 SCVs before that push happened. He absolutely could afford to pull a couple to make sure he does not go down. And the funny thing about mech, it's got to get some damage to get rolling, but eventually it is just going to be a far more powerful composition in the straight up fight. And if we look at that last fight there, how many tanks for SpeCial went down? It looks like, okay, he did lose 6, so that will reset his tank count a good bit, his Cyclones as well. But when you got mech, you got extra factories. You can make that happen a little bit more as these Banshees, they actually can fight these Marines.
Oh, yeah, and they'll massacre them. And they'll beat the Marauders too, which is big as well. It's such a cool style because you have this marauding force of these 5 Hyperflight Rotors, or however many it happens to be in the game. But in this case, it's 5 Hyperflight Rotors Banshees going around, sniping off units, sniping off SCVs, sniping off tanks. And you talked about them being faster than mutas. That is the perfect way to compare them. They are like a squad of mutas, but a lot more scary when it comes to those ground units because they have so much more DPS and they are so speedy. And the cloak,
their
cloak is a nasty.
They're gonna get boxed in too.
No.
We didn't have the 10. Only one's gonna go down there. Okay, there we go. That's what you want to see.
What?
The double juke.
The juke. Oh my God, I cannot believe that. He was supposed to lose all of them. But Time was not paying attention, and now we're gonna have SpeCial, well, absolutely getting stuffed as he tries to run by with those Blue Flame Hellions. Blue Flame having just finished up. Ooh, Hyperflight Rovers Banshees, they are gonna find, these Marines potentially.
Yeah, they will.
He's going to be able to pick off a couple. But he's going to lose one of them. Not exactly ideal. But the thing is, you mentioned it's all about getting up to mech, getting up to a big army supply. And these Banshees, these Cyclones, they've allowed him to do that. He's got a lot of tanks once again. I mean, 9 tanks is quite a lot. The main problem, he doesn't have air superiority.
Yeah, he doesn't, but he does have one Raven to 1. I believe his Raven has a little bit more energy. This one Banshee is still finding value, and the Hellbats are going to kill a tank. There we go. Here we go, SpeCial. Now, Hellbats are slow, so the Marines are going to be able to kill that off, but even still, knocking down a tank is going to be a wonderful thing. But you mentioned air superiority. Time, he's got Liberators on the field. SpeCial, he's setting up for a tank flank, it looks like, and that's going to be a bit of an issue. Actually, there's nothing really sieged up here. Marauder's going to look to run on forward, but again, Steadfast, we talked about this. The Liberator, there is no Marines that you can send forward. Maybe an auto turret deals with this, but that's about it. Nothing really shoots up.
Still, SpeCial kills a good number of his opponent's tanks. The attack has kind of been broken. We are going to see Thors starting to come down. He is preempting the transition into Liberators, and I like that he's on top of this. He is in a lead in this game. He's doing quite well. The only thing, forgot his +2 armor for the mech. Wasn't able to afford it or didn't have enough money at that moment. Still, if he moves out with 2-1 mech right now, this looks very scary for Time.
Yeah, Steadfast, the good news, at least, is the fact that upgrades in this matchup, defensive upgrades, matter a lot less versus bio than, say, versus a bio versus bio setup, because some of these tanks are going to be so sieged up that they're going to get 2, 3, 4 shots off, and a lot of that army is going to go down. So this army, as much as forgetting your +2 armor is a problem, it is a little bit more defensible. Oh, look at this. The scouting barracks is going to see this pickup. SpeCial is going to be well aware of what's happening. The question, though, is whether he can react in time. The entire army's in the third base. A couple Vikings are going to shoot one of these medevacs down. Another one will be disabled, but that is still a lot of the army from Time in the main base. SpeCial's got to react really quickly here. The Thor is actually knocking down so much. And this army, actually, it feels like it may get caught. We will see a factory go down. And actually, oh wait, you talk about +2 being delayed. That means it's a target. That means Time can really delay this.
Yeah, SpeCial should have lifted all of his factories to try and collapse in on this, but as it is, he is still going to be able to get in on top of this and take it all out. These tanks for Time were very well placed, but SpeCial, oh my God, please kill that tank. Oh, he's focused on the attack in the front, will be forced away from this base, losing 16 SCVs. That command center dropping very low.
Oh, there's no repair Steadfast.
Oh,
that's a dead orbital.
That is very expensive right there after a big economic blow. And fortunately for SpeCial, he did save his +2 armor, but everything else about that was very tough. And I think we got to see SpeCial put right now.
Yeah, I mean, Steadfast, that is a significant army lead for SpeCial right now, with an army that is a whole hell of a lot more expensive. So he's going to move in. He's going to try to break Time right here, right now. The concave from the bio is good. The Thors are starting to fall. This one tank is going to go down. Too sweet. SpeCial, he takes an excellent fight there. His army supply lead continues to grow. And the 2-2 mech timing, well, it's here now. Time, he should lose this third base. The question is whether he can secure his core high ground. That's the big deal. If he can prevent SpeCial from ending the game, from getting on top of his production, and already Time setting up a really nice flank here.
I think he wanted to go for the counterattack. Oh, it's going to be a big concave coming on in. SpeCial is sieged up. He's got so many tanks in the back. Time doesn't have enough units to take this out. And all the Thors survive. All the tanks in the backfield survive. The medevac Stadley womping its way home. Womp womp goes the medevac. And Time is in some big trouble. Supplies double the army supply for SpeCial right now. And this base, it is completely forfeit. He cannot save that.
No, he cannot. Yeah, you can repair it for a while, but that is a lot of tanks doing damage. Good news for Time, excuse me. He has been able to take a base on the left side. While it is not a planetary, it's not orbitals, nothing like that, and at least it is another mining opportunity. But Time realizes he cannot take this fight. Not really. So he's got to drop on the north side here, dealing with the planetary. But while Marauders are good against armored units, and this planetary is going to be a strong defensive force, it's not going to be able to get much of anything. And now SpeCial moving into the natural here. GG SpeCial. He takes game 1.
The bromance between SpeCial and Ryung has never been stronger as SpeCial goes up 1-0. And apparently, on the last series is when he shows up best. Playing that style that only SpeCial plays. So much fun, such an interesting thing, and the biggest implications for Ryung.
Absolutely. I'm looking at the mainstream right now. Ryung, Dark, they're 12 minutes in. Dark has a lead. It looks like Ryung has lost workers early. Maybe he went for one of those actually, I think he went for one of those 2 base pushes that he did against SpeCial. This time it was on Hardwire. But again, I want to see at least one game of Ryung TVZ late game. I think that is going to be where his wheelhouse is. We've seen it in the other 2 matchups. Certainly, though, group is not decided. And all Ryung has to do is win 1 game against Dark now to advance on into the playoffs. And if SpeCial wins this next game, Ryung's match does not matter.
That's true. Yep. We do have to, of course, keep tabs on SpeCial versus Showtime, but SpeCial is already up 1-0. He is pressing the issue in game 2. He's actually gone for Swarm Hosts. He's playing Swarm Hosts. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Very, very neat. We are going to be getting into game number 2 in just a moment, and it is on Glittering Ashes. Time. He is on the ropes. This is his tournament life on the line. If he cannot show up, he's done.
Yeah, so it looks like Ryung is about to lose game number 1. Apparently, he was actually on a really good spot before Ling Runbys killed everything, but right now he's down a 60 supply. So, Dark looks like he's going to take game 1, which puts Ryung kind of on the line here, unless we see another miracle happen. Especially his TVT is damn good. Time, this is his, 4th? 5th? This is his 5th TVT in a row. You got to be feeling a little bit tired here with how long those games have gone. We're going to have to see whether that has an impact. As Steadfast, we have perhaps our last game of Group B, the last game of the day loaded in here. As soon as I find your observer, there we go. We're going to get into Glittering Ashes, map 2. It is time, it is SpeCial.
And here we go. Potentially the last game of the day. Spotting up at the top right, representing Kitezy Gaming. He is in a must-win situation. Give up your support for the Chinese Terran player Time. In the red.
His opponent in the bottom left, in the blue. He's up 1-0, playing a really cool mech style for Storm. SpeCial.
What a time to show up for SpeCial. And you know what? There is something to be said for all the pressure being off your shoulders. SpeCial, he knows he's not going to win. He knows he's not going to make it out of the group. He is not even really playing for anything other than pride. And once again, like I said, to potentially help Ryung. But he looked good in that game number 1.
That he did. And that was a game where SpeCial went for a proxy. And it didn't work out at all. He got 0 damage. He didn't even get the consolation prize that you were talking about with the supply depot, maybe a repair on it, something like that. He got nothing done. And while it was smart for him to understand that that build was never going to work, you pull back, you do something else, you advance. That was still a disadvantageous position for SpeCial to start game number 2. And look at this. He's got the low ground command center going for that Reaper expand once again. But Time, he's going 2 barracks Reaper on Glittering Ashes of all maps.
Now, it is worth noting that he's building it in base. So it's not the heavy commitment to, cutting SCVs and putting it on the map. It's not the lost mining time of those SCVs having to go all the way across the map, but it is a commitment. It is a commitment. And this is the kind of thing that could go very well for time right here. SpeCial gonna move forward into this Reaper. It's gonna come down to who gets the first shot, and SpeCial takes down the Reaper. Time says, I don't think I'm gonna win this, and he makes sure that he won't. What he should have done, just stood and fought. Stay there and fight. Do not run away when you were that close. Huge blunder from Time on elimination point.
But Steadfast, you got to remember, SpeCial does not take a path through the middle of the map here. He does not know what Time is doing. He sees the natural going down now, so he knows that, hey, there's something up here. I got to be worried about it. But Time's returning home. He says, I care more about keeping my natural getting up here than any sort of damage on the other side of the map. 3 Reapers are going to be shown to SpeCial. That is all he needs to see. Reactored Hellions will be the response, and it is not looking good for the Kites of Terran.
Certainly not. He does have his command center on the way, but SpeCial has his done. SpeCial got the delay on his opponent's command center. He knows how late it is, and it bought enough time with Time coming back home for SpeCial to get these Hellions. Look at the lineup right there. So close to losing all 4 Reapers. Does lose 1, and now there's a 10 supply lead. Well, it was for a split second. It's a 7 supply lead for SpeCial.
And we see Time, he was still, granted, I guess you just don't want to cancel the Reaper. 6 Reapers does one shot in SCV, which is why he goes for that number. Oh, he's got the high ground push once again. It is 4 Hellions here. This is not going to work out for Time here. The lineup, so many Reapers die in an instant. This entire idea from Time has been figured out. Losing the Reaper early. Time, maybe he's tired. Maybe he's just bad luck. I don't know. But SpeCial, you talked about absolutely no requirements on his play anymore. Well, the one requirement, he wants that series win prize. And it looks like the way things are going, he is going to get it. And Steadfast, look at what he's doing. He's not going for a third base. He's not looking to take the game much later. There are more Hellions on the field, and he's got a Liberator as well, really looking to put the hammer and tongs to Time.
6 Hellions is quite a lot. We did see Ryung going for that as well. We are going to see the Reapers running across the map. There is this bunker on the low ground, but if SpeCial could get into the main base, oh, looks like third command center does get canceled. That's actually pretty nice. Canceling the third command center on location. SpeCial not going to get away with this greed, but the Cyclone is going to get drawn out of position, and now the Hellions are going to run by. Liberator already doing its job. The Hellions, they don't do as much damage to SCVs as they do to other units, but he's still going to be able to find even more worker kills right here. Will he get the last one? No. 4 worker kills, honestly, not that much, but the Liberator survives. I thought it would just die.
Yeah, Steadfast, but you got to remember, that's not a lot. That's only 4 workers. That is 4 workers from a time he was at like 33 ahead of time. He was so far behind economically that losing more workers there, it makes it so much more impactful. So now SpeCial, for a moment, nursing a 13 SCV lead. That being said, though, Time has a really powerful timing coming on up. His stim is done. He's got 2 medevacs, well, 1.5 medevacs full of Marines running across the map. And what does SpeCial have to defend? 11 Marines, a Raven on the way with the 2 tanks. He's going to have to position them very well to make sure he does not take too much damage to this.
The good news for SpeCial, he scouted the 2 barracks. He scouted the reactor on the starport. He knows that this is a kind of modified 2-on-1. He actually knows that he killed a couple Marines as well. May not be thinking of that, so he may still think this is at full power. Regardless, he has these tanks in a very well-entrenched position. He's got the bunker on the natural. He's got the 2 Ravens tucked in a good position to respond at either base. Time, he's gonna scan and he's gonna be like, son of a... And he knows that he needs to get a lot done to make up for this disadvantage that he's in. But he does have a third command center starting on location. There are ways that Time wins in a macro game. He's not out of it. He's just really far behind.
Yeah, Steadfast. We've seen miracles in Katowice already. We might see another one here, but again, Time, he's got to make a lot of work happen. The Liberator finds a nice siege up in the natural, but man, Time, really good reaction time there. He will respond. He's not going to lose too many SCVs out of this, but he does lose mining time. He does lose the ability to get to find his way back into a game where he is, again, behind massively in the SCV count, behind massively in the mining. But he's moving out on the map right now. He's going to have combat shields done with this too. And while eventually SpeCial's army is going to be a lot better with Stim, with 1-1, again, 1-1 massive timing lead, there is room for Time to make something happen here. That is a big army that he's got. But unfortunately for him, SpeCial's not taking his third yet. He understands the game state.
He certainly does. He certainly does, and it's wise that he knows that. It's very good that he knows that. There are only two tanks though here.
Oh,
he's got a lot of Raven
disable the
energy.
tanks, I guess.
Yeah,
Wait,
exactly.
he's on siege though. There.
Oh.
Wait, is that a bait?
Oh, it's a bait. There's two siege tanks that he pulls back into. Now moves forward. He does lose one of his own tanks and one of the Ravens, and won't actually break the tanks. Oh, and now he stands with these siege tanks. Oh my god, that was withering tank fire right there. And he will win this tank versus tank duel. So SpeCial does get a little bit of a consolation prize. Is he going to land the Viking? Nope, he's going to drop an auto. Oh, I don't know about landing these. It's kind of weird to drop the auto turret and land the Vikings. Oh, a little bit of a YOLO move right there from Time. Almost takes a big tank shot, but it's not too bad at the end of the day. Still, SpeCial secures his third base. His armory is insanely delayed. So that's actually going to allow Time to get up to his own 1-1, and his armory is not late. He could actually start up these 2-2 upgrades almost identically timed.
Yeah, SpeCial had so many advantages into the game, and by the way, he's still in a great spot. He's up a lot of economy, he's up an army supply, but it feels like he's starting to lose this lead in this game, but Time's just going to stim on in Time with that classic little bit of impatience. It's not going to work out for him here, and he's going to lose so much. He's a 50 army supply lead all of a sudden.
Well, you talked about advantages, and they were equalizing, but now they are massively in favor of SpeCial. Look at the supply. It is 149 to 88, 76 army supply to 33, a huge SCV lead, a huge army supply lead. Time, he had his destiny in his own hands, and it slips through his fingers, and SpeCial is now pushing across the map, could eliminate Time and provide Ryung the miracle run.
Yeah, this is 2 series in a row now, Steadfast, where we have seen Time go for this impatience, this desire to end a game or to find an advantage where there was none to be found. In fact, Time, he macros out of that. He's kind of killed all the disadvantages he had, but he didn't know that just yet, and now SpeCial, this is a wonderful position. Time's got to break this right here, right now, but that is 5 tanks. GG SpeCial, 2-0s, Ryung qualifies to the group stage, or to the playoffs.